When your scarf becomes a holiday decor, and then you know someone might be showing up to your holiday party, but you want to let her in. It's a great midday of holidays, LALATE. I'm here, you're here, but is, Javita Lake going to show up on the door and say, do you have any scarves for me? Big exciting news about your second stimulus check, and third stimulus package. All great news. I'm here, and this is a great afternoon's recording of Holidays, LALATE. Hey, afternoon, everybody. It's LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. This is Holidays, LALATE, our midday, lighthearted, carefree recording that gives you a slight update about stimulus, breaking news by the minute, just about 5-6 minutes of it, and then breaks into some incredible holiday cheer. How to get holiday decor on your table or in your place that's really pennies on the dollar, using things that you may never have thought of that bring incredible festive decor for free. Absolutely incredible, great stuff. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. We're doing incredible, great stuff in the last 24 hours. And there was an outage on YouTube yesterday. I sent alerts to all my subscribers. I'm going live, I'm going taped. Things are going out of order. This video is going up a little bit later. So that's why you got to subscribe so you're tuned in and don't miss a beat. Also, like this video, this morning to LA video, morning to LA, boy, on fire. Nearly 9,000 likes in just about 2 hours. So absolutely incredible. Just a lot of fun. In this recording, I will be getting to how to bring holiday decor with fabrics and clothing that you have around the house that you never thought of that actually could establish the decor without even spending a penny. But before that, let me get to what we'll be covering in the news. New reports of COVID-19 cases surging to 144. Dr. Scott Gottlieb talks about when he thinks that lockdowns could be coming. City of Chicago, minutes ago, issuing a lockdown, what they call a stay-at-home order. Then, the deficit growing by 100%, doubling in 1 year because of deficit. Moreover, Nancy, Mitch, and Chuck throwing words of disdain at one another. They're acting like children again. Here we go. And I'll explain to you why they're doing it. And then the really, really exciting great news is that on top of the $200 per month for SSI and Social Security that I've been telling you about for the last 2 days or day and a half, there's another one just announced by the Biden administration that will give you a raise permanently for your Social Security benefits. This is in addition to what we've been talking about. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that Social Security increase, which is absolutely categorically incredible. This is a new proposal that the Social Security needs to adapt to the changing face of the American landscape. And under the Biden administration, Biden is proposing key benefits for Social Security announced today. This is what the Biden administration will do. He will increase minimum benefits across the board. It's 125% based upon a certain level, which is a little too complicated to record on camera. But this is the numbers that I can go over with you that are pretty straightforward and simple for you to understand. If you're on Social Security and you've been receiving benefits for at least 20 years, you will get a 5% bump in your monthly check. That's a lot. That's a lot. Then widows and widowers would receive about 20% more per month. That's not in addition to the thing I said. That's another way to calculate it. So if you are a widower or widow or widower, you would get 20% more per month on Social Security. This is a huge pop. So let's say you're getting $1,000 a month, you would get $1,200 a month. It's just a big thing. This is in addition to an annual cost of living increases for the cost of consumer price index for the elderly, or CPE. That's not COLA, which could more closely track expenses for retirees. So he would also, just keeps on coming. He would also increase the cost, the benefits based upon cost of living adjustment for seniors, the CPE, which is not cost of living adjustment. If this sounds like a lot of things getting an increase, it is. It's just on check at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to go more into this because I can tell you're very excited. I'm very excited. And it just sounds like a lot of things to keep track of in one recording. This, again, is in addition to the $200 per month, which would also be added on for now to the end of 2021. The only difference to what I'm talking about in this recording is permanent. It's not ending in 2021. Lord. Now, there's a lot of programs that Republicans even want, and they're actually very bipartisan, and that Joe wants to do those as well. So we're hearing incredible great news. So to recap, you have that $200 a month that I'm detailing a lot. I'm going to detail at 3:30 today for SSI, Social Security, and railroad benefits of veterans. That would go from now to the end of 2021. That's for this pandemic. Then we're talking about this incredible increase for for benefits permanently, based upon where you are. When I talk about the widowers or widowers, because I know I have to always explain these things, when I talk about the widowers or widowers, I'm not saying those are the only people that would get the increase. I'm just using that as an example. That was what the article talked about. All really great news. Stay tuned for 3:30 because I'll go over more of that at that time. Next, Chicago. Oh, Chicago going on a stay-at-home, or going on a lockdown, or what they call stay-at-home orders. You know what's interesting about this, and this is just announced minutes ago, literally minutes before I press record. What's important to understand about this is this might be a benchmark for how you can gauge if or not you're going on a lockdown. Here's an example. In LA County, I've been talking about this with friends. In LA County here, we are currently at the last stage of the color scheme. Blue, green, we're at the last stage. Guess what the next stage would be after that? It would be curfews, which is what Chicago went on about, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I first mentioned on this channel. So, and now they're going on to lockdowns. So if you follow that progression, you may anticipate that if your city is putting you on curfews, then you could face lockdowns 2 to 3 weeks thereafter. Dr. Scott Gottlieb spoke about the situation today, and he said basically, first of all, he said the obvious, which is there's nothing in place that is preventing the situation from getting worse. So if you see yourself in your city moving towards curfew, the next step would be lockdown. The number of new COVID-19 cases are now 144. It was 120, just 2 days ago? So now it's going up faster than I was first reporting. I was reporting about 10,000 new cases a day, 10,000 new cases every 48 hours. Now it's now it's moving up at about 10,000 per day. So it's about 144 right now. Gottlieb does not believe that there'll be mass lockdowns across the country, which is quite interesting. He thinks that they'll come more around the spring. Really quite interesting. Next, Biden's chief COVID advisor is advising 4 to 6 weeks of lockdown and believes that the economy can support a stimulus package where you are paid in advance for those 4 to 6 weeks of lockdown. We could pay for a package right now to cover all the wages, lost wages, individual workers, loss of small companies small to medium business companies, city work and county governments. We could do all that. If we did that, then we could go on lockdown for 4 to 6 weeks. Wow. So this is really great news. This is the first time that we have been talking about lockdown stimulus where someone says, okay, pay for it, get it ready, pay it, and then put everyone on lockdown. As opposed to put everyone in lockdown and then we argue about a bill for 7 years and then you get paid, 20 years from now. This is incredibly great news. Then he talks about examples. He says, I don't want to hear that El Paso is an isolated event. El Paso may become the norm. Next, the deficit. This is not something that you want the Republicans to hear. So if there's any Republicans, senators in the room watching, please turn away right now. The national debt has doubled in 1 year. It went from 134 to 284. 134 to 284, and this is because of the first stimulus package. And there's concerns that it could triple because of the next stimulus package. But the good news, you can tune back in now, Republican senators, is that the Federal Reserve Chair says the economy can support a bigger deficit, so stop worrying about it. Finally, and I know I don't deal with negativity, but I also explain why there's negativity. And today, the Temple of Doom, Chuck Schumer, or Broadway Chuck, and Mitch all started going into the negative route again. And you know what my policy is on that. I'm not going to report on something that is purely name-calling. And what they did today is pretty disgusting. Just less than a week ago, and I'm going to call it disgusting, just a week ago, Joe Biden said, stop with this partisan name-calling. We need to be bipartisan and pass bipartisan things for exactly what you need. And you know what? I pulled the quotes, and I was about to read them. I'm like, I'm not going to read these quotes. Let me just paraphrase. Nancy said to Mitch, come do exactly my way or the highway. Mitch said, do exactly my way or the highway. And then Chuck said, you lost, so get over it, Mitch. Last time I checked, Chuck, Mitch won the Senate. So you're the one that lost the Senate. Yeah. So a lot of name calling. Bottom line is there is another. I want to explain to you why the name calling is going on, and it's not good. There's 2 Senate races in Georgia, and those 2 Senate races in Georgia could ultimately turn the Senate Democrat, not stay Republican. And so what Pelosi and Schumer are doing is trying to ramp up the army and get everyone angry at the Republicans in the Senate to win those Georgia seats. And so what you see with today's press conference is not anything to do with really stimulus, even though it's all talking about stimulus. It's really to get people revved up in a Georgia runoff race, which is voted upon in January. So with that, you now understand why there's pettiness going on, and we're not going to acknowledge the pettiness beyond the fact that it's unproductive and it doesn't focus on you. And what does focus on you is holiday cheer. So let's look at this incredible piece of fabric. I mean, this is, I think it was $10 at Target. You can still get it online. It's normally something you would just throw in your den or your living room or on a sofa. It has these beautiful frills at the end. And this is what I want to show you as an example today of why you can use incredible things of clothing and fabric that you have sitting around to create incredible decor for the holiday season with things that you already have. It's called repurposing. Sort of like that stimulus check, that unused CARES Act 1 money that's at SBA that can be repurposed for your stimulus check. Well, now we're going to repurpose fabrics around the house for your holiday decor. So this is basically a nice throw, I guess you would say blanket. It's very, very thin that I have sitting around. It's from Target, I think. I think it was about $10. And you can see the dynamic, although there's incredible lighting outside here right now, so it's a little bit more orangish than it really is. It's more red tones. And you can see what you can do with something quite spectacular like this. Here you see, I don't know if you can see this chair because it's a little bit out of frame, but you can see with something so luxe like this that you can really just sort of drape it across something when you enter a room. And when you enter a room and you see this beautiful thing sitting on a chair, it really is quite inviting. People often come in and they're tired from the traveling or driving, or maybe they've flown or they took the train to visit you over the holidays. They come in, they're tired, and they got the face mask, and they're exhausted. They sit down, and the first thing they'll see is this. They'll see something that's just like, that is just so wonderfully comfy and just feels good. It feels like this is the Snuggles channel. It feels like I'm in one of those Snuggle commercials where I have no hands. I'm just like, hi, how are you? $12.99 free shipping and handling if you call right now, 1-800-SNUGGLE-ME. But that's what the beauty of a nice, snuggly, beautifully festive color brings to the room. This is not a Christmas a throw. This is just a throw, but it happens to have festive colors. What we talk about on the channel is not only the colors, but also the feel. The feel of this is just so wonderfully relaxing that, yeah, it could be Jovita's scarf. I mean, you know, this would be a prop for Jovita LALATE. But the point is that you want your guests to feel invited and comforting when they come to your home. And something like this on a nice chair just feels very relaxing. Imagine a hot coffee and you're just having something so festive against it. So that's the first thing that I want to use as an example. The other thing I want to use as an example is Mr. Corn. If you tuned into Early Mornings LA, the very first few episodes, I had Mr. Corn hanging in the corner, and you probably wonder, where's Mr. Corn been? Here's Mr. Corn. I've actually called Mr. Corn because there is corn in it. Now, this, of course, it's harvest oriented because you have this corn imagery. And what's important to understand is that you would not think of a flag. This is, if you see this is sort of a vinyl. Again, this is very, very $2, $3. Every hardware store has something simple like this. But you may have something basic like this sitting around the house, or you may have a beautiful little sketch your daughter or son wrote. That is beautiful. And if they don't, they may want to draw something beautiful which you can just hang at the entranceway or at the table for the holidays. And you see how festive something like this is. Here's Mr. Corn. And you see you have these beautiful color dynamics of a little bit of purple. I mean, of course, there's no purple corn, but this is the playfulness of it. And then you have the darker ears, and then you have the green. And all you can sense when you look at this is, wow, that is really festive. That is just truly festive and so inviting. It just feels very winterly, feels very harvesty, as though it's very organic. Let me show you the other side. So a lot of things have two sides to them, and this is actually a double print, which is really quite good. It does have a loop to hang, so you can hang it on your front porch, or you could just literally hang it on the chair, just like we had an example before, as just something really relaxing and comforting to lay against. The importance of holiday decor is being very bold. Now you can see this is very bold. This is very bold. I never want you to be patient. I never want you to be sedated. And you see with these oranges and these reds, it's very, very luxe. I still feel like I'm on a QVC channel. Jerry, how many more of these do have the special value today? Oh my God, we're almost sold out of the special value. It's just, what colors do we have still in this, Jerry? And you see how really bringing some festive colors that are very, very bold, but using fabrics, which I haven't talked about on this channel because we didn't talk about, things that are not cuddly, things uncuddly like Mitch McConnell. And this has actually a nice lobster color to it. Bringing something a little bit more soft and sedated and very relaxing that, the worst thing you have to worry about is your guests walking away with your holiday decor at the end of the night. It's like, oh, you're about to leave. Can you take that off your shoulder? Yeah, that's sort of, mine. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. If you have arts and crafts that you do for the holidays and you have a website or you have anything to share on this channel, certainly drop a DM on Twitter or Instagram at LALATE, or on Instagram it's LALATE_. Coming up at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time is those big updates about that Social Security add-ons. We not only have the $200, now we have an additional lifetime add-on. It's really getting great news here. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe, because we're having fun by the minute and getting informed and getting updated. Also like this video. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay about life for more.